Yeah.
Welcome to the Off Kilter podcast, episode 14.
This is the ASMR episode. I'll be in your left ear.
I can put you in either ear.
Oh yeah, put me in the left ear.
Okay.
Don't sound like that.
You know, statistically, if you whisper at someone, they'll respond with a whisper.
Yeah. Don't you remember the thing?
Because that's what you just did.
Okay, screw you. Don't you know the thing that no matter how hard you try, you always talk in the same volume in your head?
Nah, this isn't true for me, dog.
It is true. You're just trying to make it not true.
My head is very loud right now.
It's
I
the
can't
same
hear
volume.
you.
Shut
What'd you
up.
say?
I'm gonna hurt
My
you.
head's too loud. I'm too loud in my head. I can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, we could keep that up.
Keep what up?
Yeah. I've been talking like this since the day I was born. I've smoked 40 cigarettes a day for the past 30 years.
Welcome to the Off Kilter podcast, episode 14.
Yeah, we don't know what happened. We just kicked like these two skinny dudes that looked like they did meth off the side of the stage. We don't know.
The stage.
Yeah,
Yeah, the stage.
They exited stage right. Yeah, now we're back to your regular scheduled programming of whenever you're watching this.
Right, the people watching the video will have.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've just seen that happen.
Yeah. They kind of looked like the worm lady from SpongeBob. The one who wanted chocolate. You know her. Yeah. Yeah, SpongeBob had some really interesting episodes, though. Speaking of that.
Yeah.
How did they get away with all the innuendos?
The one about the gorilla was scarring.
I don't remember it being scarring, but I can still recall the
Because,
episode in
the way
detail.
the gorilla looked
Yeah.
was pretty terrifying. And he, almost killed them.
Is it weird that I can remember that episode in detail, though? I remember the start of the episode where they're sliding down the ski hill and Patrick's playing the video game. He's like, darn, I lost again. And then it shows him in real life doing the same thing and smashing to pieces. You know what I'm talking about or no?
I don't remember that part of the episode. I just remember the violent gorilla parts.
Yeah, the good old gorilla. That episode got banned.
Where?
On
Everywhere?
TV. Yeah, you can't watch it on TV anymore.
Fair enough.
It wasn't that scarring.
For a little kid.
They're making these kids so sensitive nowadays.
Right, these darn millennials making their kids so sensitive.
Can't watch SpongeBob without a safe space.
These Gen Zers are gonna grow up and not know how the world works.
No, Gen C's past now. The little kids are Gen Alpha, I think.
Well, the kids now. The
Yeah.
kids our age are Gen Z.
Yeah. I like how we're Gen Z making fun of safe spaces.
Well, Gen Z is because you got the boomers who are super conservative, then the millennials are super liberal. Gen Zs are going to be conservative again.
I think we're in the middle. Like a solid in the middle.
Yeah.
Being honest with you. It's kind of like the whole how religion works with generations. You'll have the super religious ones, in this case the boomers, then their children are kind of half religious usually. And then their kids are just atheists. It's like some kind of cycle. It's not 100% true. It's just kind of common. So it can vary by family, because if you have somebody who's atheist, maybe they'll teach their children to be atheists, but then something happens to the kid later on, they become religious,
It's always the rebellious thing. Anything your parents doing. There's some kids who will be just like their parents, and then some will be the complete opposite of their parents.
You like God, Mom? I don't. I'll show you by not liking the Lord.
Kyle. That just sounded like a Kyle move.
Oh. Well, that's the whole
Remember
thing.
the Kyle memes?
Yeah.
Guy drinks Monster, punches sheetrock?
Oh, you meant that Kyle meme. Because there's
What other Kyle meme was there?
that was the name for male Karens or something at one point. They'd be like, look at Kyle over there.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just every K name you can think of, Kenneth. Kenneth is one of those names
Kenneth
I can't.
Cumberbatch.
Kenneth Cumberbatch. But I feel like Keith is one of those names you can't take seriously. You know what I'm talking about? It's from a movie. Yeah.
Look out for Keith.
Uh-oh. Watch out for Keith. It was like Little Red Riding Hood or something from Cartoon Network, maybe.
I have no idea.
It was Hoodwinked. That's what it was called.
Yep, that's sure.
You watched it. You know what I'm talking about.
I did not watch it. I do know what you're talking about, though.
Really?
I'm pretty sure I didn't watch it.
I don't know. Ow. There was a lot of like,
Who put that phone there?
I don't know. I know what idiot did that. It's like they set it up as a trap for me. Garrett hunters. It's Garrett season.
Nah, no one cares enough to hunt Garrett.
Yeah, you're right. If only it was Garrett season. I mean, ladies. No, it's
Give us your best moose impersonation.
moose impersonation.
Yeah,
Why did it?
people hunt meese, and that's your online alias most of the time.
Yeah. Well, don't tell them that.
If they're gonna find, they're gonna
learn about
friend
my
you on
alias.
Steam.
No, we can't have that. Can't let the
If we
fans know.
don't want our friends list to get flooded, you know.
Yeah, by Dan the Man, 47, or it'd be like the guy whose name is only in kanji because he's a weeb and watches anime.
My name's Gideon right now.
I'm not talking about you.
Oh,
I thought our Wesley is a weeb.
nonsense.
Yes, he is.
These
Nah.
are lies.
Well, I'd say you're a weeb, but you're not an otaku. You know?
Isn't it the opposite?
You think you're a otaku, not a weeb?
Well, like the otaku is usually like the acceptable one. Like he's just an otaku is usually in like Western terms, not in like in Eastern terms.
Japanese.
Japan terms.
Were you about to say
Like-
Japanese?
No, I was just like, it's not Japanese, but like terms from Japan. Anyway,
Yeah.
otaku in Western terms is usually someone who is just a fan of like Japanese media, whereas a weeb is someone who wishes they were Japanese. Is the actual definition.
I thought it was the other way around.
No.
Okay.
But I mean, people say I'm a weeb joking a lot of the times.
Because when I think of otakus, I think of greasy men that like sit in their basement.
Yeah,
and
you're
watch
thinking
anime.
the opposite. The clinical term, like a weeaboo, is someone who like denounces their culture and wishes they were Japanese, which is not true with me because America's the best.
Okay. I don't know if I believe it when you say that, but okay.
America's the best.
I don't think it is personally.
I think it.
Well, I
it's
don't
top-
think anywhere's the best. Is what I'm.
Oh.
I'm not like. I want to be a tanky Russia go.
Like-
Like no.
I don't know. I think America's the best.
I mean, it's fair.
I mean,
think there's
it's
plenty we
at
do
least
right.
top
I'm not-
3.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not complaining. I think we do plenty of things right. I appreciate living here. I'm just saying, like, there's always things that can be done better that we're stuck on.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
That's what I mean. You know?
Yeah, I'm just thinking like let's say that I was like put on like I don't know, not that I'm bored, but like if I just got to choose where I live and not thinking about any of the other life factors about like the
Yeah.
logistics of that, like family and friends. Like if I was just put like and it was like choose somewhere to live and then all the logistics will work themselves out. I'm pretty sure I'd choose America.
Nah, you want to go to Tokyo?
No. Like I want to visit Tokyo and like maybe live there for like if I like somehow ended up living there, I wouldn't want to live there my whole life.
Really?
I'd be okay with living there for a few years or for a while. But I probably would want to spend the majority of my time in America.
Oh. Maybe it's just me and my thoughts of like wanting to leave. Not America, but I just like the idea of just going off somewhere and just living.
Oh yeah, I want to travel and like I wouldn't be opposed to living other places for like a few years, but like I wouldn't want to spend my whole like if I was choosing a place to retire or like it's like I'm going to die here, probably not.
Yeah.
Probably America.
I don't think I necessarily say this with you, but like I say this to people at work and stuff like that. I'm always like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm just going to go off one day and just go to a random state like Maine and just start all over. Not because I have like a problem where I am. It's just I'd find it interesting. You know,
It would
like,
be interesting.
branch out, just fresh start. No like people care about you because they feel obligated to thing. It's like I made these friends, kind of deal.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Well, that sounded really depressing.
It would definitely be interesting, but I feel like there's also something to be said for when you've lived somewhere long enough that you like just feel comfortable just existing here.
That everybody knows your name.
Not necessarily even that, but like even where I live right now, like I can walk around my neighborhood or like go to the stores that are close by and just like I pretty much like I'm just comfortable existing. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
I feel like there's something to be said for that.
I mean, you could do that in Tokyo.
I mean, yeah.
Or
But the main reason I would want to like spend majority of my time in America is honestly like I don't want to sound preachy, but like our rights compared to other countries, like I like to be able to go shoot guns and like, you know, Could
Oh,
do,
your
do
redneck
whatever I
size.
want.
Yeah, yeah.
I enjoy shooting guns,
I mean, you could throw shuriken.
and there's not many other countries that you could like just kind of go do that whenever you want.
Yeah, I think Britain. I don't know British politics, but
Yeah.
like it's really hard
Brexit-
to get a pistol.
Brexit and whatever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like really hard to get a pistol. It's like a month wait or something like that for the gun, not the
Right.
magazine.
What?
You heard me.
I know that a lot.
I'm
like-
exaggerating, but like
no, I know a lot of places in the UK like civilians can't really like carry guns at all.
yeah. I mean, after the Roundheads and the Cavaliers or whatever they had, the Cromwell Revolution. You know?
Yeah, it took me a minute to catch up. I was like, "What?"
What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Cromwell, where he had the dictatorship.
Yeah,
Yeah. But still, like, I don't know, because I know if you went somewhere, like, if you went to a country that had a huge countryside, I mean, you could do that all you want. It's just
legally.
You just chose the tiniest country that you could think of, and you're like, Japan, you know.
I mean, Japan has countryside. I don't know the gun laws in Japan,
Well, I mean,
but
they
I
don't-
imagine they're pretty strict.
Yeah, I was about to say,
It doesn't
they probably
seem
don't
like
have
a place.
bears. I mean, they have bears, but I mean, do they have bears?
Dude, I'm gonna look
Pandas?
up the gun laws in Japan.
Look if Japan has Japanda.
Japanda.
Look if Japan has
The
bears.
Japanda bears.
Surely they have pandas. Like,
I want to look up gun laws first.
okay. Because I mean, whenever I think people need guns, I assume for wildlife purposes more than protection, I guess.
Handguns are banned outright. Only shotguns and rifles are allowed. The law restricts the number of gun shops in most of Japan's 40 or so prefectures. There can be no more than 3, and you can only buy fresh cartridges by returning the spent cartridge you bought on your last visit. What?
That sounds awful for a countryside.
So like dumb though. You lose a cartridge in the grass and then you can't buy any more.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
What?
So, does that... No, surely that wouldn't be helpful because, you know, every time they ban guns somewhere, it gets way worse. Because, you remember when Australia banned guns? Do you remember reading about that article?
Yeah.
It's like their gun crime rised like 40% when they banned guns. Mostly because they live on an island,
Yeah.
you know, where lots of it isn't covered because, you know, it's the outback.
Yeah, well, like different statistics, like obviously conservatives will show you the examples where they took away guns and crime went up, or it didn't change,
Yeah.
and then more liberal people will show you the opposite, where there are
of course.
some countries who regulated guns heavily and their crime went down. But like really, the statistics kind of like from a broader perspective don't really show much change either way.
I mean, that's what we want to tell ourselves at least.
Like there are some examples where it got worse and some where it got better.
I mean, I remember like right before the start of lockdown, there was a lot of these anti-gun advocates that were getting guns because they thought everything was going to break loose, especially right before the Biden campaign too. And they were like, "Why does it take so long to get a gun?" I was like, "They're like, this takes forever. It's so hard." And these are the people that are wanting broader sanctions on guns. So I was like,
if
not biased at all.
Right.
Not at all.
In my opinion, like if you look at the statistics and say there are examples where it's good and bad, then I think that citizens should have them, obviously, because like if the government, like most people don't trust the government, right? Like if you ask most people on the streets, do you trust the government? They're probably going to say no. Like there was statistics, I don't forget the percentage. I think it was like 75, if not higher, % of people say they don't trust the government.
Do you blame them?
Well, if you don't trust the government, then like if it hits the fan, you know, then the government's not going to help you. You got to help yourself.
Yeah, I
know?
feel like most people across the world think that, except for maybe like small countries.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I feel like you should have access to protection if you want.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have no argument against
No,
that. I'm not going to be like, no. You know, like...
The only guns that Japanese citizens can legally buy and use are shotguns and air rifles.
Shotgun seems oddly specific. Like...
I guess because it's associated so much with hunting. Like, it's not And it's not easy to do. To get a gun in Japan, first you have to attend an all-day class and pass a written test, which are only held only once a month. You also must take and pass a shooting range class.
That's that. Wow. The Japanese cops don't have guns, don't they?
During the occupation, the supreme commander of the Allied powers
that's the 1950s.
suggested that they be equipped with firearms because of the insufficient stock of domestic handguns. Japanese police started to receive service firearms leased from the Allies from 1949 to 1951. All officers were issued handguns.
Wait. They received handguns from the Allies in 1949. So they're like, yeah, we surrender.
Here's guns.
Want to buy some guns?
Here's some guns. I guess that's how policies work sometimes. Like the Allies are like, we think your police should carry guns.
You see the problem
It's
with
funny.
it, right?
It's funny, though. Did they carry katanas before that?
I think they had those batons, like Britain
Yeah.
does. What are they called? Blackjacks?
Who
Yeah.
gave Japan guns?
Guns were introduced to Japan by Portuguese. How many murders in Japan per year? That's interesting. I want to know.
Officially, recorded cases of murder in Japan have been decreased steadily since the 1960s. The recorded statistics from murder average from around 3,500 cases per year to 1,500. And down by 720.
Dude, down to 700. 2017, 710 people
That's
in
crazy.
all of Japan got murdered.
Dang, 2017
Like-
was a good year, I guess.
If you were to just say 600, right?
Right.
That's what, 50 a month? A little over. So it's probably like 60 a month, right? All over Japan.
That's pretty crazy.
That's 2 people a day murdered across all of Japan. That's not that much.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You know how many people in like Detroit get murdered in a day? Isn't that like the second murder capital of the world or something?
Yeah. Also, a side note, there are a lot of statistics like when they take away guns, like knife crime goes up a lot. It's
Yeah.
like, wow.
That's why Britain has huge knife problems.
Yeah, it's like,
Like-
wow, it's almost like evil people do evil things.
Yeah, you remember the bridge incident?
No.
Yeah, you don't want to.
What?
Like I think we were in Spanish class, you and me.
Oh, at our school?
Yeah, Miss Harbor
Hmm.
was like, "Oh my gosh, did you guys hear about what happened in the news?" And she was like talking about how this man got out of his car in Britain and like slaughtered 20 people with a knife on the bridge, or like
What?
a gang of people, or something like that. There was some kind of gang violence with the knives on a bridge. What was that long search?
I have no idea.
The British Inquisition. Nobody expects it. I don't remember the name of it. We're gonna get another
The
like
British bridge knife technique.
that is terrifying. London Bridge. What we know about the attack?
That was 2019.
Maybe it was. No, it couldn't have been last year because it was definitely Miss Harper that said it. You know.
Well, it could have been the end of 2 years ago.
Oh wait, that's not what she was talking about. She was talking about Stony Lonesome. Remember, it wasn't Miss Harper. It was the substitute.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
That was the we were in 10th grade. It was the school shooting that happened in Florida on
Oh, yeah.
Valentine's Day. Dang, they got sad.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
Really? That was big on the news for like 2 months because this guy, he was like he was 16, so he was our age at the time, and he had like an assault rifle and shot up the school in Florida. I'm going off a memory of something from 4 years ago. 3. So, yeah, we were in Spanish class, and like there was just this moment of silence after the substitute or Miss Harbin. It was one or the other. I don't remember.
Is that a real name?
That's fine. It's close enough. Harborin. I don't know. What she like lives 3 houses down from me. It's fine.
Yeah, that makes it fine.
But still, like, I think laws are not going to matter. Bad people will get what they want.
Yeah.
That's how I view it.
think-
Laws keep good people from obtaining what they want.
I feel very much the same way. And even if, like, let's say, like, with the knife thing, if a bad person can't get a gun, well, then they're just gonna stab somebody.
Yeah.
And then like if you get to the point where you're splitting hairs about like a person with a knife's gonna kill more people, it's like or less people, it's like you're kind of splitting hairs at that point.
Yeah.
The same thing with like the California gun laws of like heavily regulating ARs and stuff. Like they can make it where you can only have like 5-round mags, and like you have to have a bullet mag release, which that means on an AR, like for the mag release, instead of just being able to push it with your thumb, you have to like get like the tip of a bullet or like a pin or something to release it. It's really dumb.
Yeah, that is dumb. I don't know. Like, I have a weird thought about all this kind of stuff. I'm just choose not to think about it too much. Like,
What's the thought?
I know if I wanted to get a gun, it would not be that hard.
Right.
Like, I could. He just threw something on the ground in case that didn't pick up by accident. There are so many ways to get a gun illegally. It's not even funny. Like you could just go to somewhere like not Newegg. That's just the side that came to mind.
Newegg.
It's like
let me get my graphics card with the side of gun.
But like when I was looking up the Makarov, right?
Right.
There were so many websites. It's like you could just buy it straight off of here. No need to prove a license. It's like that's cool, but like kind of sketchy. Like, and then all the time on the news you hear unregistered gun or something like that. It's always something. It's like he had 14 AK-47s in his house. It's like, why? What are you gonna do with that? Obviously sell them, I assume. Or maybe you go movie style. You find that one dude on the corner who opens his trunk and he's like, "What you want?" And it's just like 17 different guns. I mean,
not to mention, I'm sure you could like on the deep web and stuff. Like you can order drugs. I'm pretty sure you can order a gun.
Yeah, I mean you can order people off of that.
Yeah, get one with the serial number scratched off, which is a felony in itself.
Really?
If you just took a gun and just scratch the serial number off, felony, I think.
Well, I mean, because then they can't track it as well, right? That's the point. Yeah. And then there's the whole bullet, like, not tracing, but like the way the bullet gets scratched when it comes out the barrel or something with the spin. I forget what it's called.
Rifling?
I think it's called tracing.
What are you talking about?
Like every gun has a slightly specific way the barrel like spins the bullet on the way out that makes it etch into the bullet, something like that where they could track it back.
No.
Probably made up.
I've
heard that somewhere.
Sounds like something out of a movie. No, but
Probably
gun
was.
barrels have circular, like, not carvings. I don't know if that's the right word, but it makes the bullet spin.
Yeah,
it's
I know
called
that.
rifling.
Yeah.
But it's not like each gun has like.
No, I wasn't thinking like a fingerprint. I was thinking more like a style, like the barrel.
Not really. Like you could, and even if that was the case, as soon as it hit anything, it would be so disformed that you couldn't.
That's fair. I don't know what. I've probably heard that somewhere, and my brain just regurgitated it, not thinking about it.
Sounds like a plot from a movie.
Probably.
It's like you can tell by the way the bullet was ingrained by the barrel that this was a.
Like I'm not even going to argue with you. It probably was.
That's what it sounds like.
But you get my point. Like, guns are ridiculously easy to come by. Why make it any harder? Like, if we make it okay, here's my thought. If we make it easier and people do it the legal way, it might be easier to track because you know who has what.
Yeah, there's
cons and negatives.
It's an interesting discussion because, like, I think a lot of people who, my opinion, like, making it more difficult or easier, like, I think where it's at right now is honestly fine.
Oh, yeah.
But like, there are a lot of people who say make it harder, like more regulation, and they're coming from a good place. Like, nobody's saying that to ruin somebody's fun. They're usually coming from a place of we want to conserve life, and that's great. But like, the question of how you go about that is really a harder question to answer than I think a lot of people give credit for. Because other than your people who are crazy and are like ban all guns.
Because I mean, for me, like I'm never gonna. If some lady comes up to me, she's like, "I want to ban guns," because somebody came up out of nowhere and just shot my son in the face right in front of me. Right.
Right.
I'm not gonna be like, "You're stupid because you believe that." No, obviously, I'm gonna feel bad for the lady whose son was shot in the face right in front of her. Right.
Right.
That's like she's got the wrong causation. It was the person, not the gun.
Right. But I also think that most people who think we need more regulation haven't tried to buy a gun because there's a lot of regulation now, especially if you've never bought a firearm before. Making your first firearm purchase, you go through a lot more than you probably think you do, especially if you want to carry one. Because if you want to carry a gun, well, then you in most places you have to wait at least 30 days minimum before you could legally carry a gun, or at least in states that like besides like where we live, ironically, you can open carry legally, like without.
I thought we could.
You can without a license. You can open
Here.
carry here,
Yeah.
but most places you can't unless you're like deep
yeah.
south. But the question of how we regulate it would come down to probably most people would say mentally ill people is probably a good starting point.
Yeah.
But then it becomes, when does like an autistic person who can function perfectly fine become someone who's not mentally fit to carry a gun?
Yeah, because I mean, I'd even argue, like, people associate, because we were talking about this in my psych class, you know, people associate schizophrenic people that are like, they only think of the marginal cases.
Yeah, they're really
like,
bad.
The really bad ones. Most people are perfectly fine. You know, maybe you hear like a little, hey, or something, you know, which is creepy as crap. But if you have a gun, you're not going to turn around and fire at it just because you heard that. You know what I mean? Granted, I'm not saying give it to all schizophrenia people.
Right.
Schizophrenia
people.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to, but the problem is you can't do that because you'd have to individually test each person, and that'd be too complicated for the system.
Right.
So,
like how you regulate that, where you find the line there, I really don't know.
Because it'd be a lot easier just to say no schizophrenic people, which is sad for the people that could capably carry one. Maybe you could get a psychiatrist note or something like that as an override.
Right. Maybe you would like hypothetically, it's like no schizophrenia unless they've passed this check or this exam that proves they're competent enough.
Which would be a hard thing to do because, I mean, it's not like guaranteed to happen during the test. You know what I mean? You know what I mean by happen, right? Like
right, like the
voice
a tick or
tick. Yeah, that's the better word. I couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tourette's, right? Like, well, not necessarily a mental issue. Maybe it could.
Well, Tourette's, like their tics often are like mentally. I mean, not mentally, physically doing something.
That's why I was saying, like, you could argue that, like, maybe they develop a tic where they grab their gun, which is completely possible.
Yeah, especially with, like, now I'm just thinking about Tourette's. Like, when someone with Tourette's, the way I've heard it described is like when you're thinking about like not doing something, that's when you do it. So like, especially when you first start carrying a gun, someone with Tourette's is probably going to be thinking, "Oh crap, I'm carrying a gun.
I'm going to shoot somebody," and then they might like pull it out and point at him. It's like, I got Tourette's, you know.
That would be pretty bad.
Which
that
is,
sounds
again,
pretty
extreme, you know. So where do you draw the line?
But then there's plenty of people with Tourette's that like they only tick by going like every like few minutes, you know.
Yeah. And you got to figure out the line, you know.
It's art.
Which then like leads to our this is like a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Because this then leads to our mental health system. Like, why did we just say schizophrenia? You know, I mean, obviously it'll say mild or something, you know. But mild can be a broad term, medium. You know, every psychologist can do it different.
Right.
So there's just so many variables that it makes it hard to genuinely like strictify things.
Strictify.
You get the word.
Strictify.
Strengthen our system. Stricten sounds like it would be right, but it's not. But point being, laws are confusing. That's why I don't like get onto politicians too much, because it's like, how are you gonna?
Laws are hard. Laws are definitely hard. You can't please everybody. You usually won't please most body.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, I mean, what else could be a problem besides just the mental aspect, you know? Because this is not gonna end well if I say this. You could almost argue people that are having minor issues, like let's say you're taking a medication, right? Like like every medication I've ever heard of says suicidal thoughts now, which I think is weird. Tylenol says it, I think.
Really?
Something like, I mean, look it up. It wouldn't surprise me.
Benadryl.
I just said that off the top of my head. I have no idea. Tylenol suicidal thoughts. But
well, I think the way that works is like
they just
with
write down
medicines, if anything is reported, like if one person out of a Tylenol test group says I have suicidal thoughts, then it's like Tylenol might give you suicidal thoughts.
I understand that. I'm just saying, like, at this point, at what point do you consider medication? Because grandpa's blood thinner medication might say manic episodes, right? And it's like, now we can't own a gun.
There's a Tim Hawkins bit about that. It was like, yeah, I got diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting, but my elbow feels better.
Sounds about right. Oh, nope, this is not. Nope, that was a bad.
It just pulled up the suicide hotline.
Yes, it pulls up the suicide hotline, and then it says, start talking about suicidal teens turning to Tylenol.
My worst night as a doctor, the healthcare blog.
Okay, let's not
Anyway.
get into this rabbit hole yet. Maybe later. But I don't know, because there's certain medications, you know, maybe their side effects could like set off a flag in the system or something. Or you could even argue a pregnant woman. Like, that's why I was saying this might not end well for me. Because
you're a pregnant woman?
no. I'm not saying you're not rational if you're pregnant, but I also...
There are a lot of hormones going on.
Yeah. So you might make a split decision or something, you know.
There's way too many, like, there's so many factors that when someone says we need more regulation, then you go, okay, where?
Yeah. What do you want? I'm okay with where, just not all. You know?
Yeah, it's like, okay, I understand what you're saying. We need more regulation. But how do we do that?
Yeah, like if you said to me, we need regulation on schizophrenic patients, I'd be like, fine. Or pregnant women that are like third trimester, not, you know, very hormonal at the moment.
The hows and the implementation is where it goes, like...
Yeah.
Because right now, I mean, I really do think we have a good system now. But I'm willing to hear people out when they say more regulation. I just want to know how.
Oh, dude, I'm always down to listen to people's political opinions. Not all of them. But
Right. Rational people.
rational people. Like, if some guy comes up to me, he's like, white is best. I'll be like, I'm not listening to you. You know, don't make a joke.
What?
You did that smirk thing you do.
Anyway.
Sorry.
I was just thinking, it was like, what if someone said black is best?
Oh, see, that's why I said don't.
Like, I guess you're wrong, but I don't want to sound racist. I'm not racist, but you're wrong.
We're all equal,
I love you,
bro, homie.
Let's look it out.
Have you seen that? It's a picture of like three people at a baseball game: tall kid, medium kid, short kid, and it says equality, and it puts all of them on one box. Like each one standing in a box, and the little kid still can't see over the fence. And it's like, we don't need equality, we need equity. And the tall kid doesn't have a box. The medium kid has one box. Short kid has two boxes. I'm like, do you think anybody's going to walk around? I mean, this is correct. When I say, do you think anybody's going to walk around with a sign that says, give me equity? Give me equity. Like, on what, your finances? Because that's what I think of when I think of equity. Like some kind of tax break or
Just
something.
think of like home equity loans.
Yeah. Or every time I hear equity, it's some kind of financial decision.
Right.
Let's go to... Nope. Anyway.
What were you going to
I was
say?
going to say go to some kind of rally. It says, give me equity. Like a financial rally.
What if William Wallace, give me equity or give me death?
That was the Scottish guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the Braveheart.
I was in the store one time at my work, right? And for some reason, I looked at my coworker and said, I don't want any customers to come in here. Give me freedom or give me... And then somebody opened the door and I said, they gave me death. I choose death. Oh.
If you had to live in a different country right now, where would you go?
Belarus, maybe? You're not expecting that?
Is not expecting Belarus. Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Interesting.
Somewhere
I don't know much about Belarus.
Some Slavic country, to be honest with you. You could live in any of them if you know Russian. So, I mean, which I don't know. Like, I could live, probably. Yeah. I could say I have a bedroom, you know.
I have a bedroom. Well, that's a real useful sentence. I have a bedroom.
Dude, you never know.
You never know, man. Do you, Russian person, do you have a bedroom? I have a bedroom.
Duh. You get my point. Like, any of those Slavic, like, Eastern Bloc countries, you could survive in reasonably. You could live in Mongolia.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that.
Oh, yeah, everybody's wanted to go to Mongolia. I don't know if they have a large Russian population. That was just bordering Russia. But like Ukraine, I think it'd be cool to travel.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
that area,
I'm
at least.
saying you have to pick a country and live there. Right.
I
now.
would. Yeah, definitely
Not travel, not
Russia,
vacation.
St. Petersburg
St. Petersburg.
specifically.
What's good in St. Petersburg?
Well, I think all their signs are written in Russian and English. So, like, if I didn't know a word, it would have the translation under it on most of the street signs. And of course, I would learn it as I go. I wouldn't use it as a
Right.
crutch. But, like, for the first little while,
Right.
assuming I have my language skills I do now,
Right.
I could, like, sneak by with that and then slowly get more used to it.
All right. What if you could pick any country and live in it right now and know the language that's spoken?
And know the language? Ooh, that's a hard one. Because you were assuming that when you said Japan, I guess. You were like, I'm going to be good before I live there, hypothetically.
If I was to live there.
Yeah. Poland seems pretty cool.
Nice.
I mean, I'd be well. No, they'd kick me out. I can't go to Poland.
Why?
They're very xenophobic right now.
Right now?
They like really don't like foreigners.
Just right now?
Like past few years,
Oh.
there was like a rally that everyone was calling like a white supremacist rally in Poland, but it was actually xenophobia. They've gotten very nationalist the past few years, like very.
Sounds like wartime prep.
Yeah, so not Poland. World War III Poland edition. Still Belarus. I think Belarus is
The
pretty cool.
Polish boogaloo.
Yeah. I just want to like I don't know, I just want to make some food from that side of the world. Like they got some pretty good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
But you don't like to try other people's food.
No, that's different. I'm not a
Why
big
is that different?
There's a difference between Slavic and Asian food. I've never been a big fan of like the
What Asian food have you tried?
dude, I've tried I don't know their names cuz I don't like them.
You like sushi?
No, I just don't like it.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah. How would I not like it if I've never had it?
There are people that say I don't like it and I've never tried it.
Well, those people are stupid.
What have you tried besides sushi?
I think I had miso soup one time. Didn't like it. Sushi, I didn't like it. I haven't tried ramen, but like I don't really like the concept of it. My brain just says no. I'm not gonna tell you I don't like it, but like I'm pretty sure I wouldn't like it, kind of deal. You know what I mean?
How old were you when you tried miso soup and sushi?
2-3 years ago. It's
Okay,
like 15, 16, something like that.
fair enough.
I went. I think I was with Brie. Jadero. That name, Brie Jadero.
Brie Jadero,
Yeah. Brie Jadero.
High school friend of ours.
Yeah. It's actually a city in Brazil.
Brie Jadero.
Rio
It
de
does sound-
Janeiro. No, don't say I guess so.
I said it sounds like a
Yeah.
City.
It sounds like
Brie Jadero.
Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Brie Jadero.
Why is that? Well, I mean, of course my brain went to that. That's their name. But, like, why did my brain come up with that? I think it was with her, though. Like,
Or it sounds like a really weird accent saying there's a bridge over there, yo.
There's a bridge over there, yo. I think I had Panda Express before. Didn't
Panda
really
Express is not real Asian food.
It's not, but
that's
like,
American food.
Americajun. Louisiana Americajun.
Fast.
Still, I just don't like rice either.
How do you not like rice? Like, not that it's really good. It's just like blank. Like, I
I
don't
was
understand how
a
it's
real
bad.
bad texture eater. Like the blank foods like disturb me.
Like, that's like saying I don't like bread. It's like no one loves bread, but it's just like it's like a platform to
Yeah.
put things on.
Well, I just didn't like it. It's just true. Like I said, the texture thing bothered me. Like I hated hard boiled eggs because they tasted like nothing. Like the white part.
I can understand not liking eggs because I like the white part of a boiled egg, but like the yolk.
Why do you always say it like that? It's yolk.
I know it's yolk. I just like saying yolk because
I know, and it disturbs me.
it's just fun to say it like that.
No. Burn.
The yolk.
Like, no. It's,
The yolk.
Where are you
Although the
from?
egg I
New
had in the
York?
ramen was pretty good. I usually don't like boiled egg, but like I just ate it because I wanted to get out of the way.
I mean, it was kind of soaked.
But I
in
was
the
like,
soup.
oh, yeah, no,
Soaked in the ramen juice, man.
I know. I was like, oh, nice.
Oh, nice. I like this. Yeah.
I also ate takoyaki. That was fun. I've
I don't
never
like
had
the way
that
you
before.
said that for some reason.
Takoyaki.
It feels like you're
Would you
saying it
ra-
really slow.
Well,
Takoyaki.
it's because I'm intentionally not saying it like I was saying it in Japanese because
Oh.
I don't want to be weird.
Takoyaki.
Close enough.
Is that how you would say it?
Takoyaki.
Takoyaki.
You know, you sound Hispanic.
Yeah, takoyaki. Well, that's how you did it. You did the pitch accent thing that doesn't exist, remember?
What?
Remember you were telling me before you'll like ask the Japanese about the pitch accent. Be like, we don't have that.
Well, yeah, they call it like intonation because there's no word for it in Japanese.
We just make one at this point. Aren't all words just made up at some point?
At some point. Like, who came up with duffel bag?
Some British man.
Did it?
His name was probably Duffel.
This is the me bag.
What?
This is the me bag.
Me bag.
The guy who, Mr. Duffel.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the me bag.
He probably was like, yeah, duffel bag. You know. I imagine he had the little
That'd
hat, the newspaper boy hat.
You're standing there, Garrett bag.
I don't know. Maybe it was like Duffel's bag was what it looked like. Some guy named Duffel.
Oh, it's Duffel's bag.
Yeah, like they pointed it out. He had a very specific kind of bag. And they'd be like, whose bag is that? Oh, it's Duffel's bag. And then it kind of stuck. And he started selling them and he called them Duffel bags. Or Duffel's bag. And the apostrophe S slowly like dropped over years because we got lazy.
That's a reasonable explanation.
I mean, you can't say Duff bag. That sounds like a bag full of beer.
What does Duff mean?
Beer. It's a kind of beer.
Really?
In The Simpsons, yes. Seriously, Duff, beer.
What happens if I just Google Duff?
Probably that. The Duff. What?
What? A
flour pudding, boiled or steamed in a cloth bag. Excuse me?
There's also a show called The Duff. Apparently.
Yo, that's the Duff. Okay, look up Duff beer. Because what is this? Hey, there it is. Duff beer. They sold that at Disney World. Or, yeah. I almost said Disneyland, but that's in California. Hanukkah. Can you believe it?
Happy Hanukkah.
Did Hanukkah start?
I don't know.
When did Hanukkah start? Oh, I forgot about Kwanzaa.
Oh, yeah, Kwanzaa.
Don't say it like that. We'll get in trouble.
Oh, yeah, Kwanzaa. I'm sorry.
We respect your Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa. Did they say Merry Kwanzaa?
I don't know.
Salutations, Kwanzaa celebrator. I don't know.
It's an 8-day Jewish celebration that commemorates.
Well, I know it's 8 days, but like, when is it? Wait, how is it 8 if there's 7 candles?
The 7 candles represent what happened, like why Hanukkah started.
Yeah, but the 8th one, you just have them all lit, and you're like, yeah.
No, like, I think...
Nope.
I don't know.
Well, why don't you look up when does Hanukkah start? Because I remember, wasn't it you and me that were talking about the fact that Japan does Christmas, but they eat fried chicken?
Yeah, they specifically order KFC.
Yeah.
Like, to get your KFC in Japan on Christmas, you have to order, like, weeks in advance because so many people order KFC.
Which is so weird, by the way.
It's so really weird.
December 10th to December 18th. Huh.
Well, by the time this comes out, Hanukkah will have been gone.
Oh, yeah, because this is an extra one, isn't it?
Yeah, because the one with the gifts will come out next Friday.
Yeah.
And this one will come out
2 weeks after that.
Which will be
Happy Hanukkah, people.
Which will be the 24th,
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Really?
Well,
is that on a Friday?
I guess.
I mean, today's the 3rd, and it's
Thursday. So this will come out Christmas Day.
Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We planned this intentionally.
Hold up.
You gotta get your Santa hat.
Merry Christmas.
We should have been wearing this. Crap, I don't have mine.
This will come out on Christmas. The gun control episode on Christmas.
If you don't want your Christmas to be ruined, vote for gun control.
Do you want to listen to two guys talk about gun control on Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
We'll just record another one.
Yeah, we'll use a different one.
Well, we put episode.
I already said 14.
Dang it.
I just
we can dub it.
Yeah,
15.
15. You need an upbeat episode for Christmas.
Yeah. What?
Upbeat.
Upbeat.
episode for Christmas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll be like, yeah, happy Christmas, people. Woo!
Happy Christmas.
Yeah. We'll be like, happy. When's Kwanzaa? We need to know this. I think Kwanzaa is a multiple day celebration.
So this will be the first podcast in January if we post this one then.
What a good way to start off the new year. Gun control.
Right when we get that darn new president.
Okay. The one against guns.
He
No.
wants to take our guns.
That is not how you spell Kwanzaa.
I don't know how to spell Kwanzaa.
It's Kwanzaa.
There it is. Saturday, December 26th.
Hey, it's right after Christmas. What is Kwanzaa exactly?
Is Kwanzaa religious?
Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday, but a cultural one with an inherent spiritual quality. So it's not religious,
But
it's spiritual.
Who celebrates Kwanzaa?
Observed by African Americans, not all of them. Parts of African dysphoria. Does that say dysphoria? Diaspora. Type, cultural and ethnic. Okay. What's the point of okay, that sounds bad. Not really sure what
Kwanzaa
Kwanzaa
still a thing?
is. I mean, I heard about it like 10 years ago.
Do you say Happy Kwanzaa?
Saying Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas to African American. Okay. I feel like I know this. Maybe this is my. Since I'm a moderate, my inner liberal is like, maybe I shouldn't specify Happy Holidays. It sounds weird to be like, Happy Holidays, African Americans. You know what I mean? Just say Merry Christmas like a good little boy.
Yeah, just say Merry Christmas.
And they have 7 candles like the Jewish people.
I feel like you can say like the Jews.
I don't know. I
That's acceptable. It's true.
Got to be safe, you know.
It's
like the
not
Ashkenazi.
wrong.
You know what I mean?
Adherence. What do you do on Kwanzaa? You like just say, "Oh, it's Kwanzaa."
I guess so. Maybe you celebrate your ancestry.
I can't read this. It's too small.
Yeah. American
Are you reading it?
Maulana Karenga created Kwanzaa in 1966 during the aftermath of the Waltz, right? Is that what that said?
Looks like it said the Watts.
Watts riots. What is that? As a specifically African American holiday.
So I should take this off since we're not
Yeah, it's not the
putting
Christmas
this on.
episode.
This isn't the Christmas episode.
Karenza said his goal was to give blacks an alternative to the existing holiday and give blacks an opportunity to celebrate themselves and their history. Okay, so it's to celebrate, like, it says 1966, so I assume, like, civil rights movement stuff.
I guess.
That's kind of cool, actually. You know what? I was about to say I'll celebrate it, but I feel like that won't go well.
I'm gonna say Happy Kwanzaa after
Yeah, I'm gonna walk.
December 26th. I'm gonna be what's up, Happy Kwanzaa.
I'm gonna send a message to our friend Alexi on December 26th, the drummer, and be like, "Happy Kwanzaa." See how he responds.
Oh,
Yeah, he probably laughed.
yeah. He probably doesn't know what Kwanzaa is.
I think he probably does. Knowing him, he'll
I don't-
he'll at least pretend he does.
Yeah.
But you're gonna do that here too?
But it's
The other day he called me, like while he was at school, and said this.
is
right?
he still? Oh yeah, I forgot
He's a year
younger
younger than us. Yeah, he calls me, and this is what he says. He's at school, mind you. He goes in the nurse's office. He goes, "Hey, Dad, can I go home?" I was like, "He's not. There's no way." And my first response was, "Yeah, son, if you're feeling sick, just go on home." You know.
Did you say that?
Yes, like I did. And then like he calls me later. He goes, "That totally worked." I was like, "What?" Does your phone not say my name on it? Is it labeled as Dad?
I mean, before he went into the nurse's office, he could have just changed it.
You know what I mean? Like, what?
That's funny. I can't believe that actually worked.
Yeah, he went home. He's like, "You one of the real homies, man." I was like, "Bro, why didn't you just like fake throw up?"
Dude,
or something?
if you would have like, just like, I know it totally would have been a not bro thing to do. But if you just said, "Why are you calling me? I'm not your dad." Like that would be so funny.
It's like, why are you calling me Dad all of a sudden? I don't like you that way. Dude, that would be pretty bad. Like, if I ever call you and I call you Dad, just treat me like your son. Like, I need.
Yeah, like if I catch on to something like that, I would do it. But like, it would be so funny to not do that.
No, don't
Just
do
be like,
that.
"Why are you calling me Dad? I'm Wesley."
What if you're like, why you called me dad? I disowned you, remember? Something really sad like that. It's like, Dad, I need to get out of the nurse's office. So, you're not my problem. It's like, oh. Imagine being the nurse and hearing that. Like, just that on speakerphone. You're like, oh my gosh. Is he okay? Maybe I should send him home.
That's so weird. It's also weird that the nurse was listening to that for verification if he could go home.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
It's like, I'm going to listen, and if your dad says you can go home, then you can.
I don't know. I think it was just better that way. Not better that way, but that's the way she prefers. Our nurses are kind of crazy. We're our nurses, I guess.
Back in our high school days.
8 months ago.
I didn't get sick all throughout high school till my senior year. Then I was out sick for like 2 weeks out of my senior year.
2 weeks?
Or it was like a week.
Oh, yeah, you were gone for a while. I forgot about that.
I had the flu.
Yeah, imagine getting sick.
That was before the corona hit.
I mean, we don't know that.
That I know of.
You remember a stinked lack of taste?
Yeah, because like our band director got so mad about me being gone for so long.
Dude, he hated you, but I think he loved you on the inside.
It was a love-hate relationship.
Because why would he get so... Like, I understand he got upset you were gone, but, like, it seemed more out of a place of worry sometimes. And he's like, why is he sick? Why is he sick?
Yeah, I was gone a while that first
Angry.
time. Because like, the third day, he was like, is he going to come back?
My favorite days were when, like, you would be driving to school, and I would text you and be like, are you dead? He's getting angry. If you're dead, I can tell him you're dead, and then he won't be as mad.
As mad.
He'd be like, what do you mean he died? Such a loser.
I need a lead trumpet player.
I can't believe you do that to me. He'd totally be the angry girlfriend type that's like, what do you mean he died? Ugh, can't even keep his promises. Like,
guess you are my little POG chimp.
Wasn't there a thing where it was like Pepe was considered racist or something? Like,
yeah, it was considered a racist symbol. That's why Pepe got like canceled for a while.
Pepe got canceled. Imagine canceling Pepe. Are you looking up Pepe? Dude, they're gonna pin us. They're gonna pin us as white nationalists. Don't do that. Pepe racist. Oh, I thought you were gonna look racism. Pepe the frog. Okay, there's LA Times. I thought it said Latin, like Latino.
So Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Origin Boys Club. That's sketchy.
Boys Club?
Yeah, that's where it says Origin.
Boys Club?
Number 1 on the contents.
I know, but what is Boys Club?
I assume it's like Tumblr.
I guess it's here.
Read it out loud, man.
I can't read it.
Why can't you read?
It's too small.
It's your own monitor.
I'm not usually this far away.
Well, that's too bad.
Okay. Pepe the Frog was created by an American artist and cartoonist, Matt Fury, in 2005.
Not 2005.
Its usage as an internet meme came from his iconic Boys Club number 1.
What?
The progenitor of Boys Club was a Zine Fury made on Microsoft Paint called Playtime, which included Pepe as a character. He posted his comic in a series of blog posts on MySpace in 2005.
Wow.
In the comic, Pepe is seen urinating with his pants pulled down to his ankles and the catchphrase "feels good, man" was his rationale. Fury took these posts down when the printed edition was published in 2006.
I like how you said from his iconic Boys Club.
Did it say iconic or not?
No, it's just from his comic Boys Club.
Iconic.
Right, from his iconic Boys Club
it
number
is
1.
Dude, I kind of want to have that Boys Club.
Yeah, I thought "feels good, man." I didn't know that was an actual phrase. I always thought it was "feels bad, man."
Well, they changed it like on 4chan or whatever. It's either it feels good or it feels bad.
I mean, 4chan's like a cesspool of.
It is.
Oh, I thought Tumblr was pretty bad.
I've never.
I
don't know much about Tumblr.
Tumblr and 4chan are pretty bad. 8chan's worse.
I feel like they're a different type of bad, though.
Well, Tumblr. What do you mean?
I don't know. I feel like
I think
Tumblr is like the cringy fanfics and like the if we were political spectruming this, I feel like Tumblr is the liberal kind of cesspool, and 4chan is the conservative cesspool. Not necessarily even politics, but that's just like the vibe.
Yeah, because once you hit the far right, they
Like
just want anime girls.
4chan is the fascists, and the Tumblr is the communists.
Okay. I wish it was that simple.
That's how it feels. That's the vibe.
Yeah. You get the horseshoe effect eventually.
Where they're the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where communists and fascists are really the same thing.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like yeah.
But they're different vibes.
Yeah.
Like fascism and communism are
use
just
vibe, unironically.
I know, but it makes perfect sense. You know what I mean.
I know.
You know what I mean.
I've been doing it too.
Even though they're kind of the same thing, different vibes.
Yeah. Vibe check. Yeah, you know what? I think we hit a good segment for this, don't you think?
Welcome to 2021.
What?
It's weird because this will be out
Pizza time.
early January.
Yeah. Wait, do you remember that from last year? There was a whole thing on like
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, it was on Reddit. I think
Pizza
it's like
time.
Start the Spider-Man movie at exactly this time, and you can see pizza time right at New York.
That meme was so weird. Like there was one was like start Star Wars Episode 3 at exactly this time, and you'll hear Obi-Wan say hello there right at
Oh, that's
midnight.
weird. I'd want to hear I have the high ground right at midnight. That would be the best. That is terrifying. What is that thing in the top left? Hairy man?
But yeah, welcome to 2021. Here's to hoping it's not as bad as this year.
I mean, this is being recorded like the start of
Before
December.
Christmas.
No, we're being real here. The start of December. So if some kind of natural disaster or some other terrible event has happened in the meantime, we have no idea.
Yeah, December 3rd is when this was recorded.
Yeah, so like if somebody has been like shot, like maybe Joe Biden will pull like a Teddy Roosevelt and get shot on the stand and keep speaking.
That would be epic.
I mean, I'd vote for him if that happened.
That's my president.
Yeah, my president could take a bullet and take a speech for
That's
9
why
minutes.
Teddy Roosevelt's on the statue.
And his big stick policy.
That's why he's on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. He's on some dollar bill. The $3 bill.
50? Who's on the 50?
Benjamin Franklin? No.
He's
he
on the
bill?
he's on the 100.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Bro, it's a Benjamin.
That's what I said.
They'd be stacking Benjamins.
That's what I said, man. $100 bill. Okay, wait. We can't end this till we figure this out. We stop looking stupid. Is it Andrew Jackson?
No, he's on the 20.
What? Madison. Might be Madison.
Grant.
See, I was right. President Grant. I mean, Sacagawea is on the $1 coin.
Ulysses S.
Yeah. Good old maple syrup Grant.
Maple syrup Grant.
You know, molasses.
Dude, freaking Andrew Jackson, last master of the U.S. debt. Can we get a shout out to Andrew Jackson?
You know, if I invented a time machine, I'd come back right now and tell myself that I wished Andrew Jackson a happy debt.
Happy 2021, Andrew Jackson.
You did so good.
Alexander Hamilton.
TJ was on the $2 bill. Man, sucks to be you.
TJ?
Thomas Jefferson, man.
Oh, is he on? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have 3 $2 bills.
I have one.
Alexander Hamilton's on the $10 bill. That's who's on the $10 bill?
Alexander Hamilton.
I hate that show so much.
I've never watched the musical.
Well, I don't hate it. I just hate the people that watch it.
The people that watch it are the same type of people who love The Office that
Yeah.
treat it like a personality trait. It's like, yeah I watch The Office.
No, the only reason I don't like it is because they're like, yeah, I know history.
I watched
Hamilton.
I watched Hamilton.
I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. Yes, you know that Hamilton shot Aaron Burr or whatever did. I don't know.
No one cares.
I don't care. Wait, what did that say?
Is Teddy Roosevelt on money?
No. What was that top search there? He's on the $1 coin?
I
So
mean,
is Sacagawea.
there's a bunch of $1 coins though.
Yeah.
What? First search?
Type in is that's what I saw. Is Satan real to Jews? I was like, what is that? Is Jotaro for part 3 the same guy as in part 4?
I remember searching that because I started watching part 4. I was like, wait, is this the same guy?
Jojo?
And it is. It is the same guy.
The good old search history from this one podcast. Let's just read over that real quick.
Duff.
Is Teddy Roosevelt on money? Who's on the $50 bill? Boys Club Comic Boys Club. Pepe Racists. Spotify.com web player. Why is that one there?
That was from before the podcast.
Yeah. When is Kwanzaa 2020? Duff. All right. I don't know where else we can go from
Here's to hoping that 2021 doesn't suck as bad as this year.
All right. Yeah. And
See ya.
That was it. Spend some time with your family after the holidays. You should see grandmother more than one time a year, Jimmy.
Hope we all had a good Kwanzaa. And
Wait, if it's January 1st, it would still be going on.
no, this will be past January 1st.
Oh, 2 weeks after.
Yeah, because
Happy
we'll have an
January 8th.
We'll have an episode on Christmas.
Yeah. So happy January 8th, guys.
Yeah. Hope y'all had a good holidays.
Martin Luther King is the week after that, I think. I think it's on the 15th. I'm probably wrong. Happy Luther Martin King Day.
99 theses.
Theses.
Even though it's 95.
I almost said we became the prostate Christians. Let's end on that note.
Men over 30, remember to go in for your physical.
It's the new year. Get that physical done.
Yeah.
You get it done earlier and you don't have to think about
Men's cancer is a problem that needs more awareness.
Yeah. And you know what? Corona doesn't attack the prostate. You need to take care of it yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. Talk to a doctor.
Testicular cancer is bad.
Very bad.
Needs more attention.
Yeah, you need more funding.
Yeah.
Your testicles are important, guys.
Men are important.
Yeah. Men have a higher Anyway.
We live in a society.
Yeah. Bro.
I'm a man, so society makes... I'm a man.
I'm a
man, so society makes me feel like I have to hide my feelings.
This isn't feminism. This is meminism.
This is misandry.
What?
That's the opposite of misogyny.
Yeah, but I said feminism.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you like the podcast, please drop a comment down below. If you finished leaving your comments, leave a message after the beep. Beep.